Deep breath in, breathe out, and you can begin.
When I say the term bark beetles, what comes to mind? Is it an image of dead trees, forest fires, or maybe food for woodpeckers? Well, bark beetles are native forest insects that have been labeled as tree killers for their ability to cause wide-scale tree death. Under normal conditions, bark beetles do not pose a threat to forest health and play important roles in nutrient cycling and wildlife habitat. However, after conditions of prolonged drought and severe wildfires, bark beetles can become a serious threat to land managers and the public. My goal was to find out how bark beetles impact Arizona, how outbreaks have been managed, and what measures are most effective. So I started with a literature review. I found that there's little information about this in Arizona, so I expanded my search to include the entire western region. I found that 1, bark beetle outbreaks follow catastrophic wildfire events, and they sometimes can promote subsequent wildfires. 2, proactive measures to prevent an outbreak are more effective than reactive efforts to control an outbreak once it's begun. And 3, that public knowledge is critical to the success of these management actions. I also found that the relationship between bark beetles and fire depends on when a beetle enters a tree, how many trees are under attack, and on the species of tree and beetle involved. Here in Arizona, selective harvesting, increased demands for groundwater, and historic wildfire suppression has led to forest conditions that promote bark beetle outbreaks. The 2002 bark beetle outbreak in Prescott Valley, circled in blue, and the current bark beetle activity following the 2011 wildfire, circled in pink, are 2 examples of bark beetle activity that has affected Arizona forests. Residents in these areas are now faced with potential bark beetle outbreaks, as indicated by the dark green and red portions of this Forest Health Protection bark beetle risk map. So the next step in my research will be to survey residents, recreationists, and land managers in these areas to find out what the local knowledge and attitudes and what people are willing to do to manage for bark beetle outbreaks near where they live. The results from the surveys that I conduct, combined with the knowledge gained from the literature I reviewed, will help land managers in Arizona to more effectively address bark beetles while improving public support and participation.